No, we were acting funny lately. I mean, ever since I started dating my Lisa, he's been acting a bit crazy.
And what are you trying to say?
I mean, do you have a problem with her or something?
No.
I mean, do I ever act like this when you date anybody that you dated? Later.
Later.
So what's been up? Do I ever act like this when you date anybody that you dated?
No. What are you trying to say? I've never been the one in this situation.
Well, now you know how it feels. And besides, I mean, I can still always make time for you. I mean, it's not like we have to stop being friends or anything.
I wonder, do individuals ever think about how important time is? I'm gonna give him one chance, and he better realize my time is valuable. I refuse to have my time wasted being mistreated or defeated by anyone. The way I see it, he's gonna have to come correct, or I'm moving on. If I'm gonna take my time to anyone, it's gonna be someone who values it. And I hope he does, because to love someone is to value them and the time you spend together.
Hi, and welcome back to the Sisters Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Danny M., and today I have very special guest, Wade Simmons. Thank you so much for being on the platform.
Oh, no, thank you for allowing me to come on. I appreciate it.
Definitely. So, people are probably wondering about this clip that we just played. Love always wins. Love always win. That trailer was very deep. I want you, before you start talking about the movie, which I'm super proud of you and excited about, can you tell everybody who you are and where you're from?
So, I am Wade Simmons. I am a filmmaker that works in funeral service, and I'm currently training for pro wrestling. And I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Yep.
Okay, Chi-Town. All right. So you have some really spectacular things going on in your life in all directions.
I love it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So, like, I don't even know which question to ask first. But what got you into filming?
So to be honest with you, I've been wanting to be a filmmaker ever since I was a little kid. Like this is nothing new. Like because I mean I've been working in the funeral business for 11 years now. So a lot of people didn't know that I was interested in film, but it started when I was a kid because I was like a really big Walt Disney fan. I was like a really big Spike Lee fan. I fell in love with the movie The Crooklins.
Okay.
George Lucas was kind of like one of my favorite filmmakers. So like, just kind of growing up, like watching like Martin and hanging with Mr. Cooper, shows like that kind of just like motivated me to like write. Cause like I've been creating stuff since I was a kid. Like my dad actually, he's an artist, so he used to draw like cartoon characters for me. Cause like I used to want to be just like Walt Disney, like make characters and stuff, maybe own an amusement park, make movies and stuff. So that's kind of where that started.
Nice, man. I love the movies and TV shows you threw out there because you brought me back to my childhood.
Oh yeah, yeah, hanging with Mr. Cooper and Martin. Yeah, those were some amazing shows.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now let's talk about the funeral home business. 11 years is a long time to be established. So, what started you in that direction?
So to be honest with you, I've never told anybody this, but some years ago, as a kid, I was in Kansas City and I almost drowned, and I had like a somewhat of an out of body experience as a kid. And when that happened, it kind of made me like get real close to God and stuff. And then like, as I started like kind of, getting like around like 7 to 8 years old, I'm like, I think I want to be a mortician. So like a lot of people, they thought it was kind of morbid, but I remember, being in, I think it was seventh grade. There was a young man named Terrence Matthews. You like, what, you want to be a mortician or something? I'm like, yeah, I want to be a mortician. And so I went to high school, and my senior year, my teacher, she called Mr. Leak's wife, and she talked to her husband, and he told me, he was like, come wearing the gold tie, white shirt, black suit. And I'll be out of uniform a lot nowadays, but for the most part, I've been, working with them for 11 years now. So, it's been a nice journey.
Oh, that's incredible, man. All right, we can learn a lot from you tonight. So now that's two down. We have one more to go. Tell me about the wrestling.
Oh,
Wrestling,
so
right?
so pro wrestling, actually, filmmaking is what led me into pro wrestling, because I was gonna make a documentary on pro wrestling, and the guy that's training, his name is Steve Boz. He's a really great guy. He's trained like a lot of people. And, he, from talking with him, he knew that I wrestled in high school. And so we were talking about doing a documentary. And then he's like, so wait, when you going to start training?
Oh,
So,
really? So he introduced you in the midst of you making or preparing a documentary for him.
yeah, because like it's interesting because he's trained like a lot of pro wrestlers. I mean, even some of the ones that you're watching on TV now. Like, I mean, it's really cool. Like, I've been meeting a lot of interesting people. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Like three outstanding directions to be going in, and it's all like very profitable too, right? I mean, so how is
Yeah.
this Love Always Win? Is this the first film or is this one of many?
That's one of many. So I have like really, it's actually a web series. So it's like those are like different episodes put together.
Okay. So in this particular clip,
And like yeah, it's like we like, cause we filmed like a bunch of episodes, so we just kind of, we were just trying our hand at something different, so we wanted to see what a trailer would look like. It was kind of last minute, so we did what we could with the time we had.
I love it. I love the message. I love the message behind it. I was gonna ask, you were sitting on the bed with your girlfriend at the time in the movie, and she was looking all like, full of attitude, and you were asking her like, what were you asking her? Because I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Oh, well, okay. So basically, so my web series is based on my character. He's dating this girl named Zuri, but they have like an off and on relationship. Like she plays this little game with him. Like she doesn't sometimes want him, but then it's like she don't want him to be with nobody else type of thing.
Got it.
So she's kind of more like jealous and just kind of she has her good qualities too, but for the most part, like she's very jealous. Yeah.
Okay. But what was the exact question though that you were asking your girlfriend when you sat on the bed with her? Like you were asking
Well,
her.
so what happened was that he actually started dating another girl because she was like she was kind of done with him or whatever, but she was like mad at him because he started talking to another girl. So basically, it was just like a jealousy thing. That's all.
Okay, yeah, because I was trying to make out, but I heard her say, or someone narrating the trailer, it said something about, if you can't value me and value, see the value within me, then basically she wasn't gonna stay. So
Yeah.
valid point for both men and women. I agree. That was really
Yeah, because I mean, because you know what? And to be honest, it's actually funny how I made my little web series because to be honest, I really kind of based it off my real life experiences. Because, with me going to school being a mortician, I would meet like, quite a bit of young ladies. And like me, I was the kind of person where like I always knew what I wanted. I mean, even from a child, like the careers that I chose, the way that I do things, I've always been kind of more like, If it's something that I want, I go for it right then and there. I don't really put it off. But I would meet different, females or whatever, and like they weren't always sure what they wanted. So like I kind of came up with the concept is that it's like some people know what they want, and then some people don't know what they want. But either way, like time is really important. But
Yeah.
I feel like, some of the young ladies that I've been out with, like, I've learned though, like I don't really judge them for their perspective because I feel like everybody's different and everybody been through different things and everybody's experience level is different. And so sometimes I feel like it's like with love, it's like sometimes a lot of things can be miscommunicated. But that's why I call it love always win, because if you really love somebody, whether things work out with that person or not, if you truly love them, you don't really lose because you if you love somebody, you want what's best for them. Even if it's not even if it doesn't involve you, you know.
Hmm.
At least that's the way
That's
I
that
look at it.
selfless. That's selfless love right there. A lot of people don't know about that, Wade. A lot of
Yeah,
people when
it's
they
it's it's selfless. Yeah,
yeah.
cause like I said, I remember the first girl that I went out with. Her name was Alpha Thomas. I'll never forget her. She was
You
like,
over here name
she,
dropping
she
on this show. Don't get us
look,
in
look,
trouble.
look, look. I say that because like, no, I don't want to get in trouble, but I mean,
I'm
for the
kidding.
most part, she to me, she was one of the greatest young ladies I had ever met because she was like very nice and down to earth, but things didn't quite work out, but I mean, we still remain friends, and like I said, if you really love somebody, you want what's best for them.
Yeah, that's facts. Now that's refreshing to hear coming from our generation. I'm assuming that you're in our generation or younger, so that's definitely a plus. So yeah, so love always win. When once somebody wants to watch the full web series, let them know where can they find it.
Oh, you can find it on Vimeo. It's Wade Filmmaker 77737's on Vimeo.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so definitely drop that in the private chat for me, so that way I can stream it across where people will know where to find that information. And I was so engaged into this conversation that I forgot to put up here special guest Wade Simmons. Gosh, this guy is
Oh
a
no, no.
knowledge and opportunity and has a lot going on, guys. So make sure you check out his amazing, amazing work. And very, very proud of you, like I said at the beginning, and gonna say it again because you have a lot of dynamic things going on at once and you're pulling your weight. So I have to ask, like, or do you have any children? Like, or are you just
Oh,
single?
not. Oh yeah, no, I don't have no children. I'm not married or anything. So like
That
like
makes
I
sense
said,
because you have
at one
energy.
point in my life, I was very eager for it. But then like as I look back over life now, I kind of get it. Like God has blessed me to do everything that I wanted to do. Um, I'm enjoying myself right now. So, maybe God willing in the future, but as of right now, I'm just having all the fun I can.
Exactly, as you should. Absolutely. Now let's talk a little bit more about the mortician business. Like, so is that mortician business? Is it in Chicago or where exactly?
Yeah, so I work for one of the oldest funeral homes in Chicago. I mean, they've been around a very long time, and like I said, I've been with them 11 years. I mean, it's a really interesting business, because like a lot of morticians and a lot of people in this business, you take a lot of stuff. I mean, even sometimes things is not your fault. It's just you really have to have compassion to deal with people. Now,
Oh,
don't get me wrong. There are some morticians I know in other places that aren't really people person, but they have different roles or whatever. But for the most part, you have to have compassion. I mean, if you don't have compassion, this is probably not the best job to take.
I can only imagine because you're dealing with people at their most vulnerable, most stressful part of their life. So I totally get you.
Yeah, and I mean, and not only that, but it's like you deal with families, and then the worst part of it is that like you hate to see families fighting one another, and man, it's just.
Also, you guys get a chance to have a front row seat with all the family drama.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, so a couple of years ago, we had a family fighting over some chicken out there in the cold. I mean, it was just crazy.
Now, I never heard that one before, but hey, I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of things that I can only imagine and
Oh
heard.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
But I
goodness.
mean, But I mean, at the same time, you meet a lot of interesting people too. It's not all bad. It's not all good either because again, you're dealing with people at their time of loss. So
Yeah, of
you
course. Like
you,
I
try,
said,
you
they're
try to
grieving.
do the best you can.
Yeah, they're grieving. This is the lowest point and weakest point of their life. So I totally get it. I mean, it's not gonna be a cakewalk. You
Yeah,
might have a few that know how to handle business and get things done, but then a lot of us are gonna show out, and a lot of us are gonna show
yeah,
up with
that's,
no money. So I didn't show in this particular session because I wanted to highlight everything that you were doing, but I actually do life insurance. So I know
oh
exactly what
no,
you mean when people come in there and they're not covered, they don't have the funeral expenses laid out. That's important. That's key. So totally get
yeah.
and understand part of that at least from that perspective. So please let them know where we can find your mortician business, and so that way we can shout you out and give referrals out there in Chi-Town.
Oh, so I work at Leak and Sons Funeral Home. I mean, again, Mr. Leak is a really great guy, well-known guy, respected guy, really good staff. So, if you need our services, we're not, hopefully you don't, but if you do need it, then, we're always here for you.
All right, awesome. Now let's go on to the pro wrestling. Woo! One man, three major things going on here. So let's talk about that. What do we should we look out for the remainder of this year going into 2023 with pro wrestling?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to introduce the wrestling world to something very different. So they should be on the lookout. I mean, it's in the works now. We're trying to get my training going a little bit. I'm kind of clumsy a little bit, but because I mean, with wrestling, you definitely don't want to just throw yourself out there. Like you want to make sure that you train properly. Because you don't want to get injured right away, like making your debut. So.
Yeah,
But I'm
facts.
excited though. I'm very excited. I love it. To me, it's one of the best things that could have happened.
Awesome. Man. Well, Wade, listen, I can't even lie to you. You're awesome. Like you are doing a lot of things and you're doing it all at once very well. Like I said, I love the trailer. I love some of the videos that I watched. And just to know that it's a web series that lets it leaves you wanting to know more and watch more. So,
Yeah.
guys, make sure
Well,
you
I
check out.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm eventually going to start, kind of putting a little more money into it, and because I mean, sometimes when you're starting out, you do the best you can, but as you progress, you want to do better. So so that's the goal. Yep.
Definitely. Trust me, I understand where you're coming from. But guys, make sure you check out Love Always Win trailer 2022. So you guys did this particular web series this year, correct?
Yep.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
well, no, actually, we've been doing it since 2019. Actually, so there are a lot of episodes. Some we haven't put out just yet, but for the most, yeah, we've been going strong almost 4 years. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, this definitely is going to blow up. Make sure you guys Wade Simmons, do you happen to have a YouTube channel?
I'm not on YouTube right now. I mean, I got interviews on there, but not. I wanted to try Vimeo because it was something different.
Gotcha. No, no, all good. So make sure you shout out how to reach you on Vimeo one more time.
Yep. So Wade filmmaker 777. And if you want to know why I chose 37, that's one of the Lord's numbers. So
Of course.
I wanted to, stick with that theme. So yep. So Wade Filmmaker 37's on Vimeo.
Awesome. Guys, everyone that's going to tune in and listen, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this particular video. Make sure you go out and go support Wade. He's doing a lot of incredible things, not just for himself, but for the community as well. Make sure you check out Love Always Win on Vimeo. I'm excited about watching it. And Wade, thank you again for gracing the stage on the Sisters Talk podcast. We thank you.
Oh no, thank you. I really appreciate you for having me. And anytime you want me again, I'm always available, God willing. So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Awesome, guys. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Sisters Talk podcast.